The sky was black as ink. The commercial airliner lurched at 35,000 feet. "We've lost control," the captain screamed. All control panels went dark. The screens showed only blinking text, "System locked." Both pilots slumped in their seats, defeated. In the cabin, a 17-year-old girl pulled out a small laptop and began typing frantically. "What are you doing?" a flight attendant shouted. "I'm sending a distress signal," she answered, her voice trembling. She entered a code, Falcon 6 override. On a NATO radar screen, a warning appeared. An officer whispered in disbelief, "Impossible. Falcon 6 is a combat code that was permanently locked years ago." Pause, tension building, music rises. Narrator: Elena Novak, 17 years old, a high school student from Warsaw. Daughter of Major Mark Novak, NATO cybersecurity specialist, who died 5 years ago in an explosion at a data center. After her father's death, Elena lived quietly with her mother. She programmed, did small hacking projects for charitable causes, always to help, never to harm. She had inherited her father's extraordinary logical mind and perfect recall for military codes. As a child, she had watched him work for hours, and he had patiently answered all her questions. Today, she was flying alone to London for the finals of Cyber Youth Europe, a programming competition for young people. She carried the hopes of her school, hopes she barely believed in herself. In her bag, a small laptop with a Falcon sticker, her father's symbol. The passengers saw only a shy girl with headphones, lost in screens. No one suspected that Flight 982 was carrying a European intelligence official, and that terrorist organizations were tracking the plane. Before takeoff, a mysterious maintenance worker had inserted a USB drive into a technical port. A digital bomb, planted unnoticed. Elena chatted with the head flight attendant, a kind middle-aged woman. "My father always said, sometimes the sky goes silent, but technology can still hear the call for help," Elena shared. A little boy behind her asked curiously, "Can your laptop control satellites?" She laughed. "No, but I can hear when the sky speaks." From that moment, the image of the small girl with her laptop became the central motif, the fragile vessel carrying the memory of a hero. Short pause, gentle music. Narrator: Elena had spent 5 years trying to understand her father's death. She read his encrypted notes, studied his research. The official story was equipment failure. But Elena found inconsistencies, traces of sabotage. Someone had killed him to steal his work. She stayed silent, knowing a teenage girl's grief-driven theories would be dismissed. But she prepared. She learned everything, kept his codes in her memory. She believed the truth would one day emerge, and that knowledge could be protection. She had no idea that today was that day. As the plane climbed, Elena opened her laptop and ran a routine diagnostic, a habit born from fear that technical failure could strike again. Everything seemed normal, but deep in the system lurked a program. It was counting down. In 3 hours, over the North Sea, it would activate, remotely pilot the plane, turn it into a weapon, aimed at a NATO conference. 212 innocents were to die to assassinate European intelligence leaders. The planners had accounted for everything, except one variable, the daughter of Major Novak, who knew his codes. Music becomes more dramatic. Narrator: 3 hours later, over northern European airspace, the plane suddenly shuddered. Not turbulence, something mechanical, intentional. All panels went black. System locked. Access denied. The pilots tried emergency procedures, in vain. Radio dead. The plane was remotely hacked. Passengers panicked, live streaming to the internet, which still worked. Elena recognized it immediately. The overhead lights blinked 3 times, then darkness. Exactly the signal her father had described, the signature of an intrusion. This was the attack her father had built systems to prevent. She ran to the cockpit, pounded on the door. "I can help. I know the backup codes." The captain yelled back, "Back to your seat. This isn't a game." Then the plane pitched downward. Screams everywhere. The co-pilot looked at the captain, defeated. Elena didn't wait. She found the service port under the pilot's seat, connected her laptop. The screen filled with malware. "What are you doing?" the captain asked, now desperate. "Restoring control with NATO override codes. My father designed this security layer." She typed Falcon 6 override. At NATO command, a message appeared, "Falcon 6 active, unknown source." Colonel Briggs, who had served with Mark Novak, went pale. Impossible. The only one authorized was Novak, and he's been dead for 5 years. But the signal was real. Elena fought the malware. She recognized patterns from her father's files. Suddenly she understood. This wasn't random terrorism. It was personal. The code bore the signature of the explosion that killed her father. Someone had stolen his work, turned his shields into weapons. Anger and grief gave her clarity. She typed faster, using backdoors her father had built, in case his work was ever compromised. She initiated a traceback, marking the attacker. The hacker, Anton Reeves, former NATO employee who faked the explosion, was located. Pause. Heartbeat-like sounds. Narrator. Elena played a recording, her father's voice from her 12th birthday. Happy birthday, my Falcon 6. Voice verified. Authorization granted. At command, Colonel Briggs heard a teenage girl's voice on military channels. He made a decision. Trust the Falcon 6 protocol. Trust Novak. 2 F-22 Raptors scrambled for escort. Elena took over the security layer, her father's digital immune system. She blocked the malware's final attempt to divert the plane into the North Sea, where it could be shot down as an accident. She spoke the confirmation herself. This is Elena Novak, daughter of Major Mark Novak. Authorization Falcon 6. System under attack. Request emergency override. Colonel Briggs replied personally. Copy that, Falcon 6. Welcome home. Your father would be proud. Systems came online. Green lights. The pilots regained control. You did it, the captain whispered in awe. My father did it, 5 years ago. I just remembered what he taught me. The F-22s escorted them to a safe landing at a military base. Emotional music, hopeful. Narrator. Passengers disembarked in silence. Many hugged Elena, thanked her. The news spread worldwide. Teen girl saves 212 lives with dead military code. But the real story was deeper. A daughter honors her father's legacy. A new investigation revealed the truth about the explosion. Reeves was arrested, treason, murder, terrorism. Major Novak received posthumous, fallen in action, honors. The Falcon 6 system became NATO standard. Elena gave a statement. My father built systems to protect lives. I only remembered what he taught me. The real story is that good teaching survives death. Knowledge passed from parents to children can save the world. Teach your children what matters, they might need it one day. The words went viral. The Cyber Youth Europe finals were cancelled. Elena declared winner. A new award was created, the Mark Novak Memorial Prize. The F-22 pilots flew in honor formation at Novak's memorial, contrails spelling, F 6 inches across the sky. Elena returned to school, later joined NATO training as Falcon 6 Jr. She created online tutorials, code legacy. My father taught me. Knowledge is the only gift that grows when shared. He's gone, but his teaching lives on in me, and now in you.